So tonight's Thursday Night Football. And I just read a headline today that Keon Coleman, top of the second round wide receiver they drafted, the Buffalo Bills. They're going to bench him again. He's not going to start again, so he could be a bust. And yet it has absolutely no impact on Josh Allen. And I want to talk about Josh Allen. He is the best football player to me on the planet. He's one of the 5 best football players I've ever seen. Lawrence Taylor's in that group. Jerry Rice probably in that group. Remember last year, everybody was talking about Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, MVP controversy. Let me put it in perspective. Just this year, in the past 5 weeks, in fact, in the past 2 months, the Bills are 5-0 when Josh has 3 or more touchdowns. Yet they're 0-3 when he scores 3 or fewer touchdowns. They literally need him to score 3 touchdowns minimum in the last 2 months for Josh Allen to just help Buffalo win a game. No franchise that I ever remember has been this quarterback dependent. Oh, Lamar. This year, the Ravens started Tyler Huntley in a game, scored 30 points, and beat the 7-3 Chicago Bears. And looked good. Looked really good with Tyler Huntley. Just think about how valuable Josh Allen is. In the past 2 months, he's got to score minimum 3 touchdowns to just win games. Last year, Patrick Mahomes was 16th in passer rating, only 9th in touchdown passes, and yet the Chiefs went 15-2 because Kansas City, top to bottom, does so many things well. Jalen Hurts had the same number of touchdown passes last year as Kirk Cousins, and they won the Super Bowl because Philly does so many things well. Even Joe Burrow, they couldn't make the playoffs with him, but when he gets hurt, Flacco still comes in and throws for 250 yards. The offense still works. Josh Allen has to be Superman for Buffalo to just win games. Now think about this. And this is one of the reasons I thought Josh was the MVP. And I'm a Lamar Jackson defender. But from 2000 until Lamar Jackson showed up, the Ravens were not only good, they won 2 Super Bowls. And not with Joe Montana, with Joe Flacco and Trent Dilfer. The Ravens could win Super Bowls pre-Lamar Jackson with what you consider to be, middling quarterbacks, although Flacco was pretty good. Buffalo couldn't win a playoff game. Couldn't win a single playoff game before Josh Allen. That's the difference. They're building a new stadium in Buffalo for one reason, not because it just got chilly. The snow flurries didn't just happen in the last 2 years. They're building it because of Josh Allen. Because the game he played New England, 45-mile-an-hour winds, and New England won and only had to throw like 3 times. And they're like, this Northeast weather may get in the way of Josh Allen's greatness. He's literally getting $1 billion-plus stadium built. And it's not just this year that he has 28 total touchdowns, most in the league, or 37 offensive touchdowns. Most in the NFL, the Bills do as a team. It's that 76% of their offensive touchdowns come from one guy. I mean, if he was a stock, your financial advisor would tell you to diversify. You've got too many eggs in one basket. The Chiefs, the Ravens, the Eagles, they've won Super Bowls with Nick Foles and Trent Dilfer. They've been winning way before their star quarterback showed up. Buffalo couldn't win a playoff game for 25 years. Won. Okay, so we've been on something for a while. And I do think the smarter viewers and listeners in Pittsburgh agree with us. There's a percentage of fans who just can never see. They got the blinders on. But there's a story today, a headline that says the Steelers have yet to get their money's worth on DK Metcalf. So he's having career lows. And I warned you about this. I said he's moody. He does not run a great route tree. And Seattle knows that JSN's a more complete receiver. But DK Metcalf is just a symptom of a greater sickness, called an offensive plague for 7 years. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is in Pittsburgh, the coordinator, the running back, the left tackle. They're bad on offense. It's an underlying issue. I'll give you an example. George Pickens leaves Pittsburgh. He is lighting it up. Lighting it up. Most yards, touchdowns through 10 games, more this year than all of last season. George Pickens has exploded, leaving Mike Tomlin's team. DK Metcalf is having career lows. Yeah, he was better in Seattle with Geno Smith than he is now with Aaron Rodgers. I have been saying for years, are the Steelers just a more stable version of the New York Jets? Where great players leave and get better. Coaches leave and are better. They enter, everybody shrinks. Think about this. I'll give you another example. Kevin Dotson, offensive guard, wasn't slated. Mike Tomlin did not see him as a starter. Since McVay and the Rams have picked him up, he's a top 2 offensive guard in the league. Jonnu Smith, Pro Bowl, Miami last year. Steelers bring him in. He has 165 total yards. Are you seeing a trend? Trying to get the Steelers to understand offense is like trying to get your grandparents to understand 6'7". The Jets and the Steelers, talented athletes enter and shrink. Jets and Steelers, talented athletes exit and shine. Jonnu Smith, Kevin Dotson, DK Metcalf, George Pickens. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You can all blame Aaron Rodgers. It's not an Aaron Rodgers issue. That's why I've been defending Aaron all the time. Aaron just stepped into the Pittsburgh Steelers quicksand. Right now, this year, the Steelers' wide receivers have the fewest targets and receptions in the league. What do you think, Aaron can't get the ball to him? I have been defending Aaron all year saying, throw to the tight ends. Throw to the tight ends. Like those are the money shots for this offense. They have enormous size. So it's just very interesting. People looked at the DK Metcalf signing and went, oh, sort of like Tyreek Hill. Oh, he's going to change everything in Miami. Not outcomes. DK Metcalf going to change everything. The Steelers have become a more refined, less chaotic version of the Jets. Offensive players go to Pittsburgh and New York and they shrink, they exit, and they shine. I mean, look at Sam Darnold now. Look at George Pickens now. Look at Kevin Dotson now. And yet Jonnu Smith with Miami's a Pro Bowler. He's lost in Pittsburgh. So Aaron wants to play this week. Aaron is going to do it if he's healthy, but everybody's pointing at Aaron. It's not Aaron. Yeah, so this again, DK Metcalf is just a symptom of it. It is a much bigger underlying issue. Offensively, last 6-7 years, bottom 5 offense. How's that possible? They've drafted good players. They have good players. Boy, you start looking at Kevin Dotson and you start looking at Metcalf shrinking and George Pickens exploding and Jonnu Smith shrinking. They've had different coordinators. They had different quarterbacks. They're bringing in all sorts of different. And it's always the same. And it's also a team that tends to get worse post-Thanksgiving. You know, there are varying arguments why, but if you start looking at their schedule, last year they fell apart late. Start looking at them now. Start looking at that schedule. Ravens late, at Cleveland, at Detroit, at Baltimore. Here comes Buffalo, at Chicago. Is this weekend the beginning of a harsh slide into the toilet? We'll see.